All right, folks, I greet you. It's a Sunday. In fact, the last day in the month of August in the year 2025. Welcome to Journalist Hangout. I am Citizen Jones Hussein, and today on the program, professors want 2.5 million naira monthly salary. Yes, you heard me. They decry 525,000 monthly pay, just as protests rock universities. Now, viral video of Southeast gunman killing 3 youths sparks concern and outrage in Nigeria. And later on, we'll share this with you. A report says Nigerians paid 2.57 billion naira in ransom for 4,722 kidnapped victims in 1 year, as abductors of Katsina couple demands 600 million naira ransom. Okay, I'm hanging out today with Adewale Adeoye. Wale, I greet you.
Good afternoon, senior citizen.
And gentleman, Chris Kennedy Wandu, CKN. I greet you too.
It's nice to be here. Good afternoon, citizens.
Well, team leader Babajide Kolade Otitoju is missing in action today, but in the course of the show, we'll team up with him electronically. You'll find out. Okay. The team is ready. I hope you are. All right, folks, our first story for today. As chief executive, a governor is the top official and leader of a state's executive branch, responsible for implementing state laws and operations. Now, the Kogi State Chief Executive, Usman Ododo, has directed all commissioners and highest-ranking political appointees in each local government area of his state to return to their areas to carry out grassroots mobilization in respect of the ongoing continuous voter registration, CVR. A circular to this effect was issued from the Office of the Secretary to the State Government, SSG, Arike Ayoade. As far as Governor Ododo is concerned, the era of conducting governance from the capital city of Lokoja is over. The new deal is to interact with the grassroots. Government must be accessible and responsive. We believe him, Wale.
I think the decision of the governor is in order.
Yeah.
And I don't think this should be restricted to Kogi State alone.
Okay.
I think it should be widespread, both federal
and
local governments
states, yeah.
and states. You see, the INEC launched voters registration again, to register again, I think from August 18, and Monday to Friday. So people are supposed to go there. People who have just attained the age of the voting age.
Yeah, 18
those
years.
who have lost their PVC, those who want to transfer their PVC from one place to the other.
And those who want to move from another place to
and those who have challenges with maybe their data. Mm-hmm. So I think it's another opportunity for Nigerians to register, because irrespective of the limitations or assumed limitations of democracy, it is still the best form of government.
Okay.
And the engine of democracy is the people. So the more people participate in democracy, the more robust democratic culture becomes. So if people stay away from voting, it's going to diminish the real content of the substance of democracy. And I think that was what has been going on. Okay. In the last election in 2023, we had 93 million registered voters. But if you combine the voters, election day, less than 23 million Nigerians voted. That means we had a deficit of about close to 70 million Nigerians that didn't vote. And what do you talk about when you are talking about democracy, and then the majority of the people are actually taking part in the democratic process? The Kogi State that we are talking about in 2023 had 2 million registered voters, but at the end they only about 700,000 voted. So 1.3 million people did not vote.
Yeah.
So I think this is the time for people to go out there, conscientize the people, mobilize them, educate them that it is their civic responsibility to register and vote. I know people are having their disillusion by the system, but the alternative is not to stay away. We need to keep on engaging the system, ensure that we register on a voting day to protect our vote. That's the way I think we can.
After all, respect for the rule of law is one underpinning requirement of a healthy democracy. Yeah. Chris would say that.
Yeah.
So the Kogi governor is showing the way.
Yes, it's showing the way, and just as you said, it should not only be restricted to Kogi State, across the nation. By the provision of the Electoral Act, there is an open window for registration of voters. What the Constitution says and what the Act says is that once you turn 18, you just walk in and get registered. We don't need to wait.
At 18, you can vote and be voted for.
Yes, you can. So you don't need to wait, and that is where I have issue with INEC. That it doesn't have to be a window within so period. It's a continuous exercise. Once you turn 18 as a Nigerian, you just walk into an INEC office and get registered. So that is.
But Chris, a state is a part of a whole.
Yes, it is.
So
it is in the local government area. Local government, in each local government, recognized local government area in Nigeria, 774. There is INEC offices in each local government area. So why I'm saying this is that so that it doesn't give this idea of we have to wait for this period, start mobilizing and the rest of them for which to be able to do that. But going forward, we also have to realize that the fact is that we also have to change our attitude to issue of electionary and the rest of them. We must build confidence. Because it's when you build confidence and people believe in the electoral process, that prompts them. And that is the question you ask. When you talk about over 90 million people registering and only about 24 million coming out to vote. The question we ask yourself, how come that majority of Nigerians don't come out to vote?
On election
day. At the last presidential election, how many people, at the end of it, I don't think the president got more than 10 million votes of Nigerians in a country of over 200 million or 90 million registered voters. So those are the issues. What are the problems? One, some Nigerians believe that probably that their votes don't count. That is one.
So two, they are apathetic.
They just are very, very apathetic. The second one is that, so also look at it from the point that election violence, there's the possibility that if I get to the polling booth, that I may be attacked, and you understand. Then monetization also has come up in the last few elections I've seen, where people's votes have been.
Are you afraid of mentioning vote buying?
That's vote buying. You have said it. You have taken it off my mouth. So those are the issues. So apart from the issue of getting people to register, but we also have to deal with the issue of people not coming out to vote. Citizens, we have to be true to ourselves. Apart from being journalists and be on the field on election day, how many of our elites come out to vote? You know what they do on the election day? They just sit down, put on the television, and be there. Then the young boys will look at the nearest field to go and play football. So, but until we be able to inculcate it in ourselves that come and vote, and your vote will count, then all this issue of increasing our...
Wale, this is where this is where the order to commissioners and political appointees comes. They
need to leave their
get them involved.
Comfortable offices in the urban areas and go to rural areas to mobilize people, to educate them, to conscientize them. And the opposition people, I don't know what they are doing. Because this thing should not just be led for government. If we are serious about election, this is time for people in opposition to also go out and mobilize the people to educate them that, look, you need to go and register. That's the only way your voice, can matter.
All right. I said a while back that BKO would join us electronically. So he is here. Let's team up with him. BKO, I greet you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, citizen.
Yeah, your state is in the news, so all roads will lead to every nook and cranny for political appointees.
Yes. I can see clearly the intention of the governor. He wants as many people as possible to be registered. It is the civic responsibility of the citizen to register to vote and exercise his franchise on election day. It's an unfortunate thing that people register simply for the purpose of collecting the PVC, which they see as an alternative to driver's license, just as a means of identifying themselves. Or if government says whoever does not possess a voter's register will be denied some benefits.
Yeah.
We've seen some state governors that threatened civil servants that if they didn't register, that they will be denied certain benefits here and there. And that triggered many people who were initially unconcerned, unperturbed to go and register. What this governor has done is to ensure that all political appointees go back to their constituencies and mobilize people to come out and get registered.
Yeah. Biko,
The North Central.
Okay.
The North Central is, by the number of registered voters, has far more registered voters than the Northeast. So it is a very critical geopolitical zone. And the governor does not want a situation in which Kogi State would actually not do very well in terms of this continuous registration exercise.
Yeah.
People who have attained the age of 18 have the right to participate in the electoral process. So this action is also one way of generating enlightenment for this very important civic responsibility of Nigerians. So I'm happy. And he also said that they must produce reports on the exercise. How many new voters did they help to register? How many new voters can they account for in their constituencies? So it's not like you are just going there, you have to show that you have done some work in the area of mobilization of people for the exercise. And he also said any political appointee who has a reason to not be in his constituency at this time must seek the approval from the SSG. So this is not a time for them to travel, go to Lagos,
or Dubai,
go and stay in the state capital, as many of the political appointees do. You must be seen to be trying your best to get more and more people to register. There's no point. In fact, I can't understand why Lagos usually has more registered voters than Kano State.
Yeah. Okay.
At the end of the day, Kano trumps Lagos in terms of people who show up on election day to exercise their franchise. This attitude is an unwholesome one, and it has to, the people have to change. Why would you register if you will not go and vote on election day? The PVC is not simply something that you use to collect money in banks and simply identify yourself. You need the PVC to exercise your franchise, to decide who represents you.
Yeah.
The PVC is your power. It's power in your hands to determine who represents you in the National Assembly, to determine who becomes your president, to determine who becomes your governor.
Yeah.
Nigerian voters need to realize that there is power in their hands. And people should not simply say, oh, their votes will not count. If people's votes simply do not count, how come APC lost more than 10 states where it had governors during the last election? Why do people have this negative view that their votes will not count?
Okay, yeah. Thank you, BKO.
More than 10 states where APC had governors. They lost the election. In the whole of Kaduna State, where APC had a sitting governor, President Tinubu won only through local governments. And that was the ruling party in the state. So people should stop thinking that their votes will never count. It is a myth. Go there, exercise your franchise, and we'll see what happens.
Thank you, BKO. Thank you. Yeah, gentlemen, as we take this home now, I think we all remember the seatbelt order. When it came, initially people were apathetic to it. But now it's become a habit. The same can apply to this one we are talking about.
Yes, the same can apply. And just as BK said, civil responsibility is not what anybody should shy away from. Because if you're not part of the system, if you're not part of those that got your politicians elected, then you don't have any right to criticize them when they are not behaving. So, but if you voted for them, you voted for a particular person, then you have the right to be able to stand and say, I voted for you. How come you are not delivering on the promises you made to us?
Okay.
So those are these things. So it's a bragging right, as we say in football.
Okay. Wale, you know, as we sit here, election is ongoing in Rivers State.
Sure.
So, as former late American President Abraham Lincoln said, the ballot is stronger than the bullet.
Of course. If you think your vote does not count, is it by staying away that it will count? It will count. The best thing is for you to be engaged. You know, democracy is work in progress. Even US now do not have a perfect democracy. So we need to keep on improving.
Gentlemen, as we speak here, results in Rivers State are being announced.
Yeah.
I don't think it is out of place to take our cameras there.
Sure.
Okay.
So let's go there if we can. Okay. So let's take you electronically to Rivers State. That